So I wasn't planning on making another Agents of Shield video until like next week or the week after or something like that, especially after since literally yesterday I just made a video talking about the Clark Gregg rumors, about Coulson coming back or whatever. And I feel like this isn't a scripted video, so this is kind of just going to be a ramble or a rant, I guess, or whatever. But I feel like it's important to kind of nip this rumor in the bud before it grows, and that is that various scoopers and leakers on Twitter and Reddit as of yesterday, are now talking about Chloe Bennett and Daisy Johnson's return to the MCU, posting pictures of Chloe Bennett or Daisy Johnson or whatever, and just, I don't know. This is a video on why we shouldn't believe these rumors and why we just immediately, as a fandom, need to stop taking these leakers and scoopers seriously, especially when they post pictures of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. stuff, because they are completely banking off of the engagement that Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. fans are going to give them. Because Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. fans are loud. So when there's potential rumors about characters coming back from the show, everyone's talking about it. They see this as a way to get engagement on their posts. I really want to make more Daredevil videos. I really want to make Cobra Kai videos, but I'm pushing them a day out just because I want to make this video first, because I feel like this rumor and this leak could easily gain a lot of traction. It's not even a leak. It's not even a rumor, really. It's just them posting pictures and being like, oh, something's happening, when it isn't. So it will be super easy to title this video, Chloe Bennett announces her return in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. or Daisy Johnson's coming back to Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. or something like that. Something really clickbaity. And I've done that on this channel 101 times. If Chloe Bennett does an interview talking about how she'd love to come back, I'll make a video being like, oh, she's talking about coming back. If there's a new rumor or leak from one of these scoopers, I'll post about it and be like, is Daisy Johnson coming back? And they always do really well. Like, way more than most of your videos on this channel do. Those videos are ones that do really, really, really well. But I personally am just getting sick of the leakers and the scoopers using Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. fans, which is exactly what they are doing right now. And just quick reminder, if you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure to subscribe. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. videos are pretty regular, I like to feel like, on this channel. And if you are subscribed, make sure to like and share. It's always a huge help. But anyway, this video is just going to be called Why We Shouldn't Believe This Rumor, or Why We Shouldn't, take this at face value. And it is because this main thing's coming from My Time to Shine Hello, who's one of the more, I guess, famous leakers or infamous leakers or rumor spreading people when it comes to Marvel and DC on Twitter especially. And I don't really follow their leaks and rumors. Like, I don't know what their track record is. I don't know if they just take things other people say and then run with them. I don't know if they've ever gotten a lot of things correct. Out of my experience, I feel like every time I see them say something about an upcoming Marvel project or an upcoming DC project, it ends up being false. It ends up that they're just saying things. And I mean, look, a broken clock is wrong twice a day. They're just throwing stuff at a wall, and eventually something will stick. And then they can be like, look, I got it. I have insider knowledge. Look what I said. And it's not just My Time to Shine Hello. Like, Daniel Richman, I think is his name, is another pretty high profile one on Twitter. There's some on Reddit. There was that guy, The Watcher, back when like Secret Invasion was coming out, who was the one who was really pushing the Daisy Johnson is in Secret Invasion nonsense bullshit that a lot of us, myself included, bought into and genuinely believed it was going to be the case, that she was going to be in the show in some form. Like, when the trailer for Secret Invasion came out, so many of the top comments were people being like, oh my god, is Daisy Johnson in this? Like, is this who the person that Nick Fury is talking to in this specific scene, that they're being really weird about showing who it is he's talking to? And it got a lot of us. It got me as well. I think like Jeff Snyder, I'm not a fan of Jeff Snyder as a person. He always says some stuff that I'm like, that's a bit dicey. Maybe don't say that. But I've noticed that he is kind of one, same with like John Campea. They're ones that do seemingly have insider knowledge where they say things that end up actually being pretty on the nose or pretty true for the most part. Whereas a lot of these other ones seem to just take random bits they hear from other people or just push their own bullshit. There's also that Marvel's Update Twitter account that just posts nonsense 24/7. No sources, nothing, just posts the most outlandish rumors, and they'll get like 10k likes for it, and people will be like, oh my god, it's happening, when it never is. But the reason why this one specifically is annoying me is because Clark Gregg posted that picture related to Coulson on his Instagram. And if you want to know all the information about that and why I think that maybe that rumor isn't true or anything we should believe in, go check out yesterday's video. I'll link it in the description. This is also going to be part of like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Explained, so you can just go through all those videos. If you want to see the recent rumors from the last like 2 months, I've kind of covered all of the major ones or the major sort of discussions about it, as well as other Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. related topics. But the Clark Gregg post came out, and straight away there were a lot of people being like, oh my god, Coulson's coming back. lots of people in the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. fandom talking about how exciting it is, talking about a lot of this stuff, which is really, really, really fun to look forward to and hypothesize what did it mean and theorize and all this other stuff. And I mean, I'm one as well where I'm like, I think that Clark Gregg post was related to an upcoming stage production show he's starring in starting tomorrow in New York. And in that show, he's going to be playing a real life CBS newscaster who looks very similar to how Coulson dressed in season 7 of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. And I think it's related to that he just took a picture that vaguely resembles who he's going to be playing in his upcoming theater show, and he's promoting that. But he definitely could have been more, I don't know what the word is, like real or posted something actually related to the show than something related to Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. But I find it weird he would post a picture from season 7 where he looks nothing like how Coulson normally looks to promote Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. coming back or to promote characters coming back. That doesn't make a lot of sense to me. But that post came out, everyone was talking about it. A lot of the leakers and scoopers like My Time to Shine Hello, Daniel Richmond were replying to the picture on Twitter and being like, this could mean something. What does this mean? And when they noticed that these posts were getting a lot of engagement, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. related, My Time to Shine Hello posted a picture of Chloe Bennett's Daisy Johnson also from season 7 of the show. I think it's from either episode 12 or episode 13. I'm not entirely positive which of the 2 final episodes it's from, but it's from one of those 2 episodes. And just posted the eyes emoji to signify, oh, they know something or something's happening. But My Time to Shine Hello has done this over and over and over and over again for the past 4 years, I want to say, however long they've been part of like the Twitter leaking sort of phenomenon or whatever. They've always been posting something like this every half a year or so. And it seems to be when engagement is low for them, they're like, okay, hit the break class in case of emergency button, get a picture of an Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. cast member out on Twitter. People are going to freak out about it because these scoopers live or die by how many people engage their tweets or how many people are subscribed to their Patreon and a lot of this other sort of stuff. So they're doing this to make people feel like they have insider knowledge. And because they've always said the Chloe Bennett rumor thing, maybe they'll be right sometime and then everyone will go, look, they knew what they were talking about. No, they didn't know what they were talking about. They just ended up being right because they were wrong so many times before. And like I said, a broken clock is right 2 times a day or whatever. They know what they're doing. They know full well there's nothing to this, but they know that they can sort of manipulate and trick fans into doing this. And look, if the tweet that they posted wasn't doing well, I would have just been like, all right, no point talking about it, so leave it alone. But a lot of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Twitter fans, a lot of big people in the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. like fandom on Twitter and Reddit and stuff like that are spreading their tweet around and being like, oh my god, look, like Daisy's finally coming back. But no, we can't take this at face value because this is exactly what they did in the run-up to Secret Invasion. They said that Chloe was 100% in the show. Then at first they were like, Chloe's in all of the episodes. Then once the show got closer, and that obviously was not true, they were like, okay, Chloe's only in episode 5 or 6. And then they'd be like, okay, so some stuff happened. There were some edits, and now Chloe's only in episode 6. They were trying to push it as far as possible so that people would keep engaging with them. And then ultimately, when they ended up not being right, they were like, oh, that was actually in an early draft of the script and got cut. Because Chloe Bennett has talked about in really recent interviews about how she has not been approached by Marvel for anything. That the Secret Invasion rumors, I made a video back in November or December, I want to say, on an interview Chloe Bennett did in terms of her recent, I don't know if it's FX or Hulu, but it's Disney Plus over here. But her recent show, Interior Chinatown, where in that interview she was like, oh, Clark Gregg was texting me, asking me, was I in Secret Invasion? Because everyone was saying I was. And I was like, no, I'm not in Secret Invasion. I never was. I mean, Daisy Johnson was not going to be written into a Secret Invasion script without Chloe Bennett having been letting know. They would have told her beforehand if she was in that script. They wouldn't have just put her in the script and then removed her later on, especially without asking her. Especially without asking her if her availability or if she was free or whatever. Like, think of, blanking on the name, but the actor who played Daniel Whitehall in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 2 and 5 and 3. Yeah, he wasn't 7. He almost wasn't 7, but he wasn't. He was asked by Marvel about his availability for Avengers Endgame. That means that at some point he was probably in a very early script for Avengers Endgame. But just being in a very early script for the movie meant that they were getting in touch with him years beforehand to check his availability. They would not have put Daisy Johnson, unless they were going to recast her, they would not have put Daisy Johnson in an early script of Secret Invasion without actually contacting Chloe Bennett first to double check her availability. And then they wouldn't have removed her from that script also without checking her availability. So it doesn't make sense to me that she was ever in Secret Invasion, which is what a lot of these scoopers and leakers were heavily pushing, that she was in all the episodes. Then she was only in half of them. Then she was only in one. Then she wasn't in it at all because she got cut. No, she was never in it at all. And they're just constantly throwing random stuff at the wall to see what eventually sticks. And that is what they're doing now. They're doing the same thing they did with Secret Invasion. They're seeing the Clark Gregg hype for coming back as Coulson, and they're going, okay, maybe we can get some sneaky engagement here for a few weeks and start pushing out the Daisy Johnson rumors. There were like rumors saying she was going to be in Armor Wars for a while, and now Armor Wars isn't happening, which is another sort of defense for them, where they're like, oh yeah, she originally was in Armor Wars and now she's not. No, she never was. They're just saying random bullshit and hoping that eventually they'll be right. And we as an Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. fandom can't keep falling for this, because they're manipulating us and they're trying to trick us into giving them engagement. I know I'm kind of being hypocritical here because I'm constantly the one making videos on this. One of the highest viewed videos on this channel is one I made where right before Secret Invasion, The Watcher and My Time to Shine Hello were pushing these Daisy Johnson rumors, and I was like, oh shit, this could be really cool. I'll make a video on it. I'm part of the problem here. And me making a video now talking about it again is also part of the problem. So, I mean, it's a little hypocritical of me to I don't know, say, oh, this is so dumb, we shouldn't be falling for this when I'm making a video on it. But I'm making this video in the hopes that other people might be like, okay, I'm going to stop paying attention to those leakers and scoopers and rumors unless we get something official where Chloe Bennett herself says she's had meetings with Marvel about something, that then we can go, okay, this actually might be happening. Until then, no. The only time I've ever seen these leakers and scoopers actually get stuff right was in relation to Kingpin being in Hawkeye. I remember Kingpin being in Hawkeye was leaked by some of these people months before the show came out. And I was like, there's no way that's true. There's no way. And then he ended up being in it. And I was like, wow, they were actually right about that. And then as well, a lot of the Spider-Man No Way Home stuff. But I feel like because of the hugeness of Spider-Man No Way Home as a project and the characters it was bringing in, it was really hard for that not to leak in some form. But I mean, a lot of these other little things like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. stuff, Marvel would be a lot better at keeping this on the wraps if it was true. A lot of these leakers and scoopers and stuff like that, they know that they're not in the know. They know that they're not right about a lot of this stuff. They're just throwing things at the wall and hoping that eventually Chloe will come back in a random Marvel project and they can be like, look, told you, I was right, believe me. No, we can't do that anymore. We can't keep believing them. So I don't know, maybe this is me saying I'm not going to give these rumors or leaks or whatever time of day anymore. If an actual cast member from the show says something, then yeah, okay, sure, that's definitely worth covering. I think the Clark Gregg thing was worth covering because he posted it himself. But in terms of the Chloe Bennett rumors, where every other week we have a new leaker or scooper saying it's happening, I'm probably not going to cover that stuff anymore because I just feel like it's giving them attention that they don't need. And it's feeding into their egos of feeling like they're the big people that everybody's talking about and that everybody's going to mention in their videos or in their posts or whatever. And I don't want to do that anymore. I don't want to be feeding the troll or whatever. But anyway, I mean, look, how do you guys feel about that? Do you think that maybe this time there finally is something to do with it, or are you in agreement with me that we should stop paying attention to these people and just leave it alone, and that if a cast member says something, we'll follow up on that, but if they don't say anything, we'll just ignore it and then get surprised when she does come back in something, or when any of them come back in something? They were talking about Fitz and Simmons showing up in Ant-Man Quantumania. When would they have fit into Quantumania? You know, I mean, I guess because the Quantum Realm stuff from season 7, but I mean, as a film, I don't see them fitting into that. And it's the same thing where it's like Ian and Elizabeth have both talked about how they've not been approached by Marvel, so they wouldn't have been in a script for Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania without having been approached by Marvel in some form. Anyway, very stupid rant that I just want to get out of the way to be like, hey, you know, maybe not believe this sort of stuff. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. I was hoping to get a Defenders ranking up today. I know I did a stream on the Defenders ranking with Darren a couple weeks ago, but I was going to do just a normal ranking of 13 to first place sort of stuff like that, because it would be cool to get an update, because a lot of my rankings on the seasons have changed since I originally watched them. I was going to put that up tonight, but I think I'm going to push that out to maybe Thursday this week. Then get a Daredevil Born Again review out tomorrow, the first 3 episodes, because I wanted to review the first 2, but my video that I recorded, the audio was terrible and it was not usable. So I'm just going to review all 3 episodes together. Then some Cobra Kai rankings and stuff like that I'm hoping to get out. A Captain America ranking I'm hoping to get out. A lot of these little videos that are very late, but I want to make them anyway because they're fun to talk about. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe if you're not already. If you are, a like and a share is always a huge help, and have an amazing day.